It is December 1939. The war is only 3 months old. A lone German warship has been sinking merchant ships across the Atlantic. The Royal Navy is hunting her with 8 different groups. But only 3 light cruisers will find her. 3 outgunned British cruisers drove the pocket battleship Graf Spee into port, where her captain scuttled her rather than face the waiting enemy. This is the hunt for the Graf Spee. December 1939. River Plate, South America. A battle is about to begin that will change the course of the war. On one side, Royal Navy, commanded by Commodore Harwood. Against them, Nazi Germany, led by Captain Langsdorff. Both sides know what is at stake. To understand this battle, we need context. A lone German raider had been terrorizing merchant ships in the South Atlantic. 3 British cruisers found her off South America in the first major naval battle of WW2. Royal Navy had assembled a powerful force. 1 heavy cruiser Exeter, 2 light cruisers Ajax and Achilles. Nazi Germany was equally prepared. Pocket battleship Admiral Graf Spee. The stakes could not be higher. A defeat here would be catastrophic for either side. Commodore Harwood studied the situation carefully. Every decision now could mean victory or disaster. Captain Langsdorff was confident. The plan was set. There was no turning back. The men on both sides knew that many of them would not survive what was coming. Admiral Graf Spee was a pocket battleship. Smaller than a true battleship but armed with 6 11-inch guns. She was designed as a commerce raider. Since September, Captain Langsdorff had sunk 9 merchant ships totaling 50,000 tons. But he had treated their crews humanely. Commodore Harwood guessed where Graf Spee would strike next. He positioned his 3 cruisers off the River Plate near Montevideo. On December 13, smoke appeared on the horizon. Harwood split his force. Exeter would attack from one direction, Ajax and Achilles from another. Graf Spee opened fire at 19,000 yards. Her 11-inch shells dwarfed anything the cruisers could fire back. Exeter took the worst of it. 2 turrets destroyed, fires raging, heavy casualties. But she kept firing with her last turret. Ajax and Achilles circled like wolves, peppering Graf Spee from the other side. Their 6-inch shells could not sink her, but they could hurt her. Graf Spee was hit 70 times. Her fuel system was damaged. Her ability to process seawater for the engines was destroyed. Langsdorff broke off the action and headed for the neutral port of Montevideo. The cruisers followed at a distance. In Montevideo, Langsdorff had 72 hours under international law. He used the time to bury his 36 dead with full military honors. British intelligence spread rumors that a battleship and carrier were waiting outside. It was a bluff. Only the damaged cruisers were there. Langsdorff believed the bluff. On December 17, he sailed Graf Spee into the estuary, transferred his crew to a merchant ship, and scuttled his own warship. 100,000 people watched from the shore as Graf Spee burned and sank. The first major naval battle of WW2 was over. 3 days later, Captain Langsdorff shot himself in a Buenos Aires hotel room. He lay on the old German naval ensign. The Battle of the River Plate boosted British morale at a time when they desperately needed a victory. 3 outgunned British cruisers drove the pocket battleship Graf Spee into port, where her captain scuttled her rather than face the waiting enemy. The cost was enormous. Royal Navy lost 72 killed, Exeter heavily damaged. Nazi Germany suffered even more. 36 killed, Graf Spee scuttled, Langsdorff suicide. When the news reached the capitals, the world understood that the war had changed. For the soldiers who survived, this battle would haunt them for the rest of their lives. The commanders on both sides would be judged by history for their decisions here. Military historians would later analyze every move, every decision, every mistake. But for those who were there, no analysis could capture what they went through. River Plate was the first major naval engagement of WW2 and a vital morale boost for Britain. It showed that aggressive tactics could overcome superior firepower. The lessons of this battle would influence military strategy for generations to come. Today, memorials stand where the fighting took place. A reminder of what happened here. Books, documentaries, and films have told this story. But nothing compares to the reality. This was the hunt for the Graf Spee. 3 outgunned British cruisers drove the pocket battleship Graf Spee into port, where her captain scuttled her rather than face the waiting enemy. And the world was never the same. The events described here shaped the world we live in today. The events described here shaped the world we live in today. The events described here shaped the world we live in today. The events described here shaped the world we live in today. The events described here shaped the world we live in today. The events described here shaped the world we live in today. The events described here shaped the world we live in today. The events described here shaped the world we live in today. The events described here shaped the world we live in today. The events described here shaped the world we live in today.